You guys know what I realized today? That this is legitimately the longest I have ever been single in my life since I started dating, like back in high school. And to be quite honest, it's not fun out here. Like, I've always been in relationships most of my life, except for like my short, fun single sprees. But now I've been single for like 3 years, and it is hard to find normal guys in their 30s that have their like priorities straight.
It is hard to find a traditional man now that you are 30 years of age to come and take care of you. Guys, I do not have any sympathy for these women who reach their 30s and now they want a man who's going to come and take care of them. Okay, they've spent the last 10 years of their life screwing around, getting with random dudes, having children with random men, and now they expect the good men to come along and to pick up the pieces for them. Why? Because they feel entitled to a man's attention, time, love, energy, finances, whatever the case may be.
Everybody's completely terrified of commitment. Traditional values have gone out the door. And yeah, I know you're probably gonna say, oh, you're just being too picky. But yeah, it's true. I am picky, but it's because I know what I deserve and I know what I bring to the table, so I have every right to be picky.
If you think that you are deserving of a traditional man with the situation that you are in, you are out of your damn mind, okay? Every girl and their dog out here seems to get this idea that they are deserving of a traditional man, even though they themselves are not traditional. My question is this: why would a traditional man come along, date you, take you seriously, have a relationship with you, provide for you, when you are not a traditional woman? If you have gotten to 30 years of age and you still do not have a long-term boyfriend, you still do not have a husband, I'm sorry, but you are not a traditional woman. You mean to tell me that the entire period of time since you were 18 years of age, you have not had any serious relationships that could have lasted?
Because why would I settle for something that I don't want? And being a single mom, I only have so much time to put myself out there, as you say.
So let me get this straight. You're a single mother, you're 30 plus years of age, and you want a traditional man. Traditional men do not look after kids that are not theirs. What you're looking for, you're not actually looking for a man. You're not actually looking for love. I love how it's all wrapped up in like, oh, you know, I just want to find a guy who's compassionate, blah, blah, blah. They're not looking for a guy to have a relationship with. They're looking for a man who's going to be subservient to them. Okay? No traditional guy, no self-respecting man is interested in dating a single mother. Now, there are dudes who have gone out there and dated single mothers, and they will tell you that the experience is absolutely terrible. Why? Because one, you're looking after a kid that isn't yours, that you don't have any authority over. Number two, the mother will feel entitled to your time, your energy, all of these sorts of things. And number three, you could just not do that if you had options with women anyway. And there's a whole host of headaches that comes with dealing with single mothers. But of course, guys, she feels as though she is deserving of a traditional man.
And having child is another reason why I have to be even more so picky. Now, I'm not saying that the guys that I'm looking for don't exist. They definitely exist.
Yeah, they just don't want you. They just don't want to commit to you. And if you want to keep your standards, if you want to sit there and say, I want to only deal with a certain kind of man, that's cool. But you are going to be single for the rest of your life.
I'm just saying that in my 3 years of being single, it's been very difficult to find them. Maybe I just haven't been looking hard enough.
Yeah, and you know, guys, these are the types of individuals where I don't feel sorry for the woman at all. I don't feel sorry for her predicament because she chose to put herself in this situation. But you know who I do feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the child who is going to grow up without a father figure, and this woman who's going to be around that child running through just random men who are coming into the house. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's episode, guys, I have a banger of a story for you guys here today. And it is titled, I Got Ghosted After a 36-Hour Date. Now, guys, before we jump into these stories, you already know I got to do a bit of a rant on this, okay? If you're a man and you're choosing to go out there dating and you are doing 36-hour dates, I have no idea what on earth I'm supposed to tell you other than you are a complete clown. Okay, I had this discussion with Hadan the other day, guys, and unfortunately, a lot of the women who are expecting dates, who are expecting like these 5-hour phone calls and for you to always be there for them, they're going out there and they're just casually dating men that they're actually interested in. And this is the difference, guys. Women will put men into different categories, okay? The types of men that they're just going to sleep with right off the bat, and B, the kind of guy who has to jump through all of these sorts of hoops just to get her attention. So guys, do not waste your time going on 36-hour dates with women, having 5-hour phone calls, and just wasting time that could have been better spent on yourself. So let's jump into this Reddit story here. It says, I met up with this guy I had been chatting with for about a week on Saturday evening. Before this, we had 2 5-hour-long phone calls where we stayed up all night talking about any and everything and getting to know each other. We had a lot in common, and our connection was undeniable. Fast forward to date night, and we started off by going bowling, then dinner, then back to his place to play some video games. We popped on a movie and cuddled on the couch for a bit. By this time it was already 2 a.m, so it made sense to stay the night. He gave me a t-shirt and shorts to change into, since my date clothes were rather uncomfortable. The next day was just as fun as the first. He offered to take me to a museum or a movie, and the crazy thing is I had a date with another guy planned for that day, which I told him about, but I ended up canceling it because I preferred to stay with him. Guys, and they say romance is dead. You know, that woman in the beginning video, the one who was looking for a traditional man, this is the situations, these are the issues that men face when dating, okay? Why would you go out there and date a woman who's also dating a whole bunch of other men? Like, am I the only one who just finds that to be completely disgusting, guys? Like, I'm expected to what? Take a girl out on a date. We're expected to have a good time. And then, oh yeah, by the way, tomorrow, I'm supposed to drop her off to some other dude who's also going to take her out on a date? No. And these are the same girls who complain about looking for traditional men. Now, if you're a girl and you want to date like that, it's no skin off my back, and go out there and do whatever the hell you want, as long as you're not harming other people. But when you come around and you complain because men are not being traditional for you, I simply do not care. Okay, because you were not traditional yourself. If you want a traditional man, it is not on you to be going out here and scheduling dates literally back to back and expecting men to actually give a crap about you. It's disgusting. It absolutely is. Imagine, right? Imagine, guys, you take this woman out on a date and, you know, things end in some bedroom fun, shall we say. And then the next day, you drop her off to the next dude. Can you guys imagine being that next man? Absolutely not. But let's continue with the story. She says, at this point, I confessed not having much of a desire to date other guys because I wanted to focus on the connection I was feeling with him. I think this scared him a little though, because he encouraged me to keep dating other people because he was going to keep dating other people until we knew that we were sure about each other. Fair enough, but I knew I was going to cancel the other 2 dates I had lined up for the upcoming week. So let me get this straight. No wonder this guy is not interested in setting out plans with you, in actually having a relationship with you. Guys, it amazes me how this girl like doesn't seem to understand that if she's out here and she's dating 3 dudes at a time, no man who has self-respect is going to want to commit to her. Now, he'll keep you around for bedroom fun. Okay, he'll keep you around to call over on a Saturday night when he's bored if he's not going out on the town with his friends. Sure, he'll have you over, but he's not going to make you his girlfriend. He absolutely isn't. Okay, because why would a dude come along and say, you know what, this woman, this absolute queen who is dating 3 men at the exact same time, yeah, let me put a ring on that. Let me risk all of my finances. Let me go have a child with this woman. Let me risk the child simply because I chose to get with a woman who wants to date so many dudes. Like, it amazes me, guys, how people don't seem to think that doing these sorts of things is not a gigantic red flag. Like, if you get with a woman and down the line you get married, and when you met the woman, she was dating 3 dudes at the beginning, I don't know what to tell you other than the girl is likely to cheat on you. Okay, or things are likely to go south, because she's always going to be having at least some dude in the backup. Now, this extends to things like Instagram, Snapchat, Bumble. Okay, she wants to keep around, you know, a lot of girls will say that they actually get rid of these men, but they really don't. Like, they actually just keep around the dudes the entire damn time, or they'll find new ones when, you know, the connection, quote unquote, is fading, which really just means, by the way, she's just attracted to the guy. Okay, all this talk about connection and caring about the man, she doesn't really give a crap about him, guys. She's just feeling that strong connection, and she wants to focus on the connection. Yeah, she wants to stay with him because he's attractive. Let's keep going. Blah, blah, blah. I knew I was going to cancel on the other 2 dates. We spend this day cuddled up, more talking about how we get to know each other, having really in-depth conversations. We order a pizza and watch a few more movies before it starts getting late again when he asked me if I wanted to stay another night, and I said yes. We both have to work Monday morning, so we get up at 6:30ish a.m. and he walks me to my car in the dark cold, and we hug each other goodbye for about 10 minutes before we finally let each other go. But man, this story is gross, man. He tells me he wants a second date and that he's looking forward to it and asks me to text him when I get home. I'm assuming she meant to say home here. The next day was kind of weird. I noticed that his texting behavior changed and that he seemed a little more distant than usual, and noticed that the only thing he's willing to talk about were things that were bedroom fun in nature, and that if they weren't bedroom fun, he'd easily turn them bedroom fun related. He didn't even offer to call me like he usually did when I asked to call, and the conversation felt very awkward and forced. He asked me about the date I had with the other guy, and I told him I'd canceled it. He sounds very disappointed. Yeah, the guy does not care about you. He absolutely does not care about you. When girls go out here dating, guys, and they say things like, oh, men only want one thing, and it's just, dating is really difficult, it's really not hard to tell when dudes are interested in only in bedroom fun. Maybe when you go on dates with men, you should actually just go on dates with men and not instantly hook up with every dude that you meet. Because this is so difficult for women to understand for some reason. If you go on a date as a woman, right, and you get with that guy on the first date, he's going to understand that you've also done that with other men. And no guy wants to commit to a girl who hooks up with random dudes on the first date. Like, can you guys imagine, okay, wifing a girl up who spent her 20s just hooking up with random dudes, and they probably met off a dating application if I had to guess, but even if they didn't, which they likely did, it's still, why would a dude go out there and risk all of his assets, his kids, when he can just not do that and he can just continue to casually date girls who are going to give him bedroom fun? And this is why, as well, a lot of guys are actually moving overseas because they're not interested in committing to women who are like this. And to be honest, guys, I don't blame the men at all. Like, I really don't. If you're going to go out there and you're going to engage in hookup culture, don't be surprised when dudes only use you for hooking up. But let's continue with the story here. She said, I asked him about our second date and he was thinking about taking me out again on Friday night, but wasn't sure because maybe we needed a break from each other. I told him I'd let him make that call, and with it being very clear I was more into him than he were me, I decided to pursue some of my other matches. Look at that. What a surprise. You know, straight back onto the dating, straight back into let's go to other men. I can't get what I want out of this man. I can't get commitment out of him. So you know what? I'm just going to go back to these other dudes. And within a day, she is back hopping on to other men. And this is why he didn't commit to you in the first place. This is why he's not interested, because he knows the moment that you don't give him, he doesn't give you what you want, you're just going to go to your reserve of men. Let's keep going. Throughout the rest of the week, he continues to be distant and very slow to text back and not initiate any phone calls. So I do the same thing because I'm losing interest as well and starting to focus on other guys that I'm matched with. Yeah, okay. I get my hair done and get a new outfit for a date on Thursday night and post a selfie to Snapchat, and out of the blue he texts me his new haircut and tells me we've got to plan our second date. I don't respond until like 5 hours later because I want to give the guy I was on a date with my undivided attention. Beautiful stuff, guys. You know, I can't possibly imagine why a lot of these girls are single. And, you know, I get questions from dudes like, guys will ask this question repeatedly, like, oh, what do I do when she doesn't text back? And like, why don't girls respond for so long? You guys understand that when women don't respond for like 5 hours, they know that they're not responding for that long. When a girl says maybe, or I'll let you know, she knows you're completely wasting your time. Like, they know exactly what they're doing when they say these things. So when guys come along and say, oh, you know, I'm just hoping she responds, I always think to myself, like, dude, have something better to do than to talk to girls who clearly do not give a crap about you. Like, like, really, guys, what on earth is the point of talking to these women? Okay, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. If you want to go out there, you want to date other men, don't be surprised when men don't want to commit to you. Okay, I don't know where this woman's father figure is. Hell, I don't even know like where a lot of the fathers are in these situations, guys, because dudes, when men are fathers to these individuals, they will tell them that they're being incredibly stupid. But unfortunately, guys, we live in a society right now that says, hey, look, if you give any sort of constructive advice to women, guys, you are being a misogynist. Right? Because the same girls who will go out here and complain about not being able to get a relationship would benefit greatly from having the advice of a strong father figure in their life. But of course, guys, that kind of thing is no longer allowed. But let's wrap up this story here and see how it ends. She says, after that night, he temporarily returns back to normal until Saturday afternoon, when I text him that I'm in his city. I live in the city over about 15 or 20 minutes away, saying that I'd been drinking and was too afraid to drive home. I was only slightly tipsy and probably could have made a 10-minute drive, but seeing as though I lived 35 to 40 minutes away, I didn't want to take the risk. He immediately asked me why I drove that far to have a drink by myself. I told him that I wasn't by myself. He asked me if I went on a date or if I was out with friends. I answered honestly and told him that I was on a date. He tells me to eat something to sober up so that I could drive back home. Absolute legend, this guy. So, by the way, are we still under the assumption, I think this guy is still under the assumption that she canceled the dates with other dudes. Yeah. So she said that she canceled with other men, but in actual fact, she was out there the whole time with other men. So you just confirmed, right? The whole time, the guy told you, he said you should go out there and date other guys, and you were like, oh, no, I won't do that. And so he was operating under the assumption that you weren't even seeing other guys, but guess what? The whole time you actually were. So you weren't even telling the truth to the guy to begin with. Like, he was absolutely correct in not committing to you. Absolutely 100% right. And I love how he tells you to kick rocks, basically. Get the other dude to drive you home. 2 hours later, he texts me instructing me not to ask him to drive that far to pick me up after being on a date with someone else because it's insulting. I responded that it was insulting that he didn't offer to help a friend in need, but went straight to interrogating me. This girl is unironically playing the victim, guys. She expects a man to come along and to pick her up after she's on a date with another guy. You are absolutely disgusting for that. It is incredibly insulting. Incredibly insulting. Like, any self-respecting guy is not going to do that. And also, I love how she positions herself as a friend in need. I'm sorry, but number one, you two aren't friends. Number two, get your boyfriend or the dude that you're dating to help you out of the situation. Okay, you went on a date with a guy, get him to drive you home, or how about you actually plan like a responsible adult and make your own way home rather than run back to a man every time something goes wrong for you. Blah blah blah. He didn't respond and it's been 2 days. I believe I've been officially ghosted. I still have his shirt and he still has my earring I left at his house. He told me when he gave it to me that he really wanted this shirt back, lol. I'm considering just dropping the shirt off at his front door, knocking, and then driving away. What's the best move here? Guys, this is absolutely disgusting, and this is why you don't commit to these women. Like, you really don't. So this girl basically goes out here, she casually dates a man. Okay, she casually just hooks up with a guy off the bat. She's surprised when he doesn't want commitment. She then lies to him about the fact that she's going on dates with other men. She then tries to manipulate him by posting photos, whatever the case may be, online. She then goes on multiple dates with other men, you know, pursuing other matches with code. Basically, it's just code for sleeping with other dudes. And then she expects the dude to come along and to pick her up from another man. Guys, I'm telling you, the woman that we played at the beginning of today's video is literally just a fast-forwarded, like, you know, further in time version of the woman from this particular story that we just covered. Absolutely disgusting stuff, guys. And unfortunately, this is actually a lot of the dating scene in the West, okay, where men are expected to go out here and be traditional for these women, when men actually have no reason to do this. Because guess what? A lot of these girls, even if you get them into, even if you make them your girlfriend, guys, a lot of these women, the first time they don't get something they want, guess what they're going to do? They run back to the guy previously that they've been hooking up with or seeing in the past, or one of the 50 million men that they have on Instagram, and, saying he's just a friend, and before you know it, the relationship ends anyway. Absolutely disgusting story. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments, guys. Don't forget to share your particular opinion on this story, and as always, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo guys, Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our other content creators over here at Fiend Gang, Hadan from Peace of Mind, and Detective Warg. Their channels will be linked in the video description. They've been putting out consistent content for you guys to enjoy, so make sure that you go and show them some love. Their channels will be linked below. Also guys, if you are interested in supporting the channel, make sure that you come and join us for free over on Locals or Patreon. On Locals and Patreon, you guys get access to archived video content that is no longer available here on YouTube. And supporters also get access to exclusive videos where we cover different kinds of topics that you won't see me talk about here on YouTube, because to be honest, YouTube just really doesn't like it. There's video topics such as how broken families are created and how men can avoid it, bad traits that men can have, the reason why women chase married men, etc. So if you're interested in supporting, make sure that you go and check that out. And lastly guys, if you're interested in getting a character made like mine, be sure to hit up our artist at the Gecko Ninja. He is linked in the video description as well. He's been doing art for Fiend Gang for quite some time, so if his stuff interests you guys, make sure that you hit him up for a commission. As always, he will be linked below the video. But with all that being said guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one, for real this time. Peace.